All right. New day, new hike. Saturday. What time is it? Oh, my watch come on. Ooh, what was that? You see something move there? I thought I saw something. I wasn't paying attention. What time is it? Looks like it's about 10 after 7. 7:11. I think it's 7:11. Saturday. Out late today. First hike of the day. This is usually up at 7 o'clock. This usually be my third one. But I had a lot of running around to do today. So first we're going to check on our tree. Which, the wound looks pretty bad. It's definitely got some leaves dying. All that branch broke, so it's going to die. We'll see, and it's going to have to, the tree that's going to help hold it up here is also in trouble. It's under attack by those vines. The vines that kill the trees. As you can see, the vines have gotten it, taken hold. So those are not the tree's leaves. They go all the way up the vines. Oh, hey neighbor, how are you?
Good.
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah, I don't know which way we're gonna go. I think we're gonna go towards the bay. Yeah, let's go towards the bay. That was my neighbor I passed there. I've never ran into one of my neighbors out here, as unusual as that is. I mean, there's 99 units where I live total. Like 99 between total number of condominiums and apartments. There are 99 of them. And I have never run in, at least not, maybe I don't know all 99 of my neighbors too, right? It's possible, that is possible. But as far as I know, I've never run into a neighbor walking out here. Which is kind of how things go usually, like, because we live here, right? Like usually when people live like right at something like this, you kind of take it for granted and don't really even use it. Like they probably forget that it's even here. And probably think about going out for a day and getting a walk or a hike for the day. They probably leave and drive somewhere 30 minutes away to do it, you know? I wouldn't doubt it. But you often don't recognize things closest to you, familiar, that are right in your immediate area. You tend to filter a lot of life out in your immediate vicinity. It's just how the brain works. And it's partially why I think people use drugs, right? Like I really do, because this leads to, it helps open up that blockage that you put on your immediate surroundings, your present moment, basically. And kind of more commonly, though, like well, it is just the present moment, but you're less likely to be in the present moment when you're in familiar territory, when you're at home or in your own neighborhood or even your own city. You can kind of run on autopilot because things are familiar. Your subconscious will take over and you'll just kind of go through motions without really being present. But consciously, it's your subconscious running, right? Like your conscious is not there. And you can see that. So say maybe the first time you came here, if you've never been right here where I hike and you're a nature and you're kind of an, nature enthusiast, like this is something that really like, you'd enjoy this a lot. So the first time you came here, you might be like excited, like eyes wide open, like I'm gonna like say like too like the first time someone sees Niagara Falls, or the first time you see the Grand Canyon, like you're in the moment, you are. You get like an adrenaline, like a rush, like it's exciting. You look at it and it amazes you, and you can kind of feel this power from it. And all those birds. But say, I don't know, say, like I said, the first time you see Niagara Falls, first time somebody ever sees that, they probably get some kind of feeling like that, because it's amazing. But say you got a job there. Say the first time you saw that, you had that feeling, okay. Say you move to Niagara Falls and you get a job at the falls, like working at the power plant there or something. You go there every day for 10 years of your life. Every morning you wake up and go to Niagara Falls, right? It's not going to have that same to you as the person that the first time they see it. Because it's so common to you, even though it's amazing and it's something that the first time you saw it took your breath away. It's not going to now. Look at all these birds. I hope you guys are eating these mosquitoes that are tearing me up. This is why you're all here feasting. That'd be nice, guys. So that's what I'm kind of getting at here, right? So when you're in your familiar surroundings, you tend to run on autopilot and forget how good or bad, even, or dangerous something is. It works the same every way, right? Like you might say like walk across some rope bridge or something that's 500 feet up in the air over some valley or something, and that might seem dangerous and really like get your adrenaline going, kind of scary. You get a rush going over it. But same again, you say you get a job and you got to cross that bridge twice a day, maybe 4 times a day, every day for 10 years. And it's just going to feel like you're not even going to recognize the danger. You'll be so used to it and so routine and so trusting in it that you're not even going to think about it anymore. See what I mean? So that's like, this is how we block out life, or the present moment. When those things become familiar, you'll start to process them in your subconscious, which means you're not being conscious of them. You're just doing it on autopilot. So remember when I mentioned at the beginning of this I know I have a long way to get in places, I'm sorry. I get my brain, man. It's just how I am. I'm a stoner. I'm a burnout, people. So I look at that mushroom and I get distracted by everything. Look at that mushroom. It's insane. It's like almost like Super Mario. So yeah, what was I about the drugs, right? So drugs can have that effect. Drugs can have the effect, and alcohol too, right? Like things that intoxicate you, can have the effect of making you more present in the now and the moment. They can make something that seems familiar, like say sitting in your living room, which you always do in front of the computer or the TV or whatever you do, listening to music or chatting with your family or significant other or whatever. What can be a seemingly normal situation, mundane, that you could almost do on autopilot into, you get stoned, right? Or if you take mushrooms, or you get drunk, your inhibitions lower, you start to, the block that you have up, your conscience block, the conscience wall that you've created is somehow lowered a little. You start to lower it as you become intoxicated, and you start to allow more of the now in, so you're not processing as much of it on autopilot, but you're actually experiencing it. You're actually in it. And it can make something mundane, like sitting in kind of a shithole little bar, some dirty bar stool in the dark, kind of a, musty, smoky little room or something that's actually not a very pleasant place, seem like, the best place to be in the world or something when you're, drunk out of your mind, chatting away with a couple of your buddies or something. To turn something kind of like that into something where you're living in the now. And then that really is too what it is. Like when you're living in that now, it doesn't really matter where you are. It doesn't matter, like you don't need Niagara Falls every time is what I'm saying. You don't need to be at the Grand Canyon to get that feeling. It's everywhere. It's life. It's amazing everywhere. It's always like that. It's always available like that. And I think that that's a big reason why humans have trouble with substance abuse and drugs. Like a lot of people are just not happy. They're not living in the now. They're just like on autopilot, and that's the only time they feel alive. When they get drunk or when they get high, that's what makes them feel alive. That's what lowers that inhibition, that brings down that wall, that allows them to be present in this moment and allow life in, to allow it in, to allow it through, to allow things to be seen like a child for the first time. It's something that you lose. It's the thing you had when you were a kid that you probably, at one point when adults made you upset about, you couldn't understand how they couldn't think this was fun or want to keep doing this or do that. And like, how could they be so kind of boring, that you said you would never grow up, remember? I'm sure everybody did it, I think. You said you'd never be that way. You'd never grow up. You would never. But you did, right? I mean, I did. We did. You do. It becomes routine. And that is the place that you end up that you seek. That's where you try to get back to. In the end, you end up seeking that out as you age. You just want to get back to something you already had all along, and you just lost it. That's all. It's not something you need to find that you never had. You already have it. It's in there. You just lost it. You just misplaced it. It's there. And you can find it again. Or I believe you can. Oh, the path. The path is blocked. Look at that. That's a big guy down, huh? Oh, yeah. That trail's pretty blocked off. I mean, I could get through if I wanted to, but I don't really need to. We got plenty of options here. Might as well fire up this doobie, huh? Why not? Uh-oh, did it not light? So this is what? This is $90 an ounce weed I'm smoking right now. Cheap. This is cheap weed. This is the regs, from a new store I've never tried. Homegrown. Grown on the reservation by the local tribe in Silver Creek, New York. I believe this is Seneca Nation, I believe. Lakota. I think it's Lakota, actually. Oh my God, it's good. I'm not kidding. This is good. It's tasty. I thought it would be. I mean, breaking it up and grinding it up, it was really green and crystally and like nice bud. No, hardly any leaf to it, anything. Now that looks like a jungle of mosquitoes. So does that. Now, that goes to the bigger path. I'm starting to get bit up. It's late in the evening. And it rained a lot for a few days. The mosquitoes are like plentiful. They love the water. Oh my God, this weed is good. All right, so this is $90 an ounce weed. And I'm not, without a doubt, this is better than the last ounce of weed I bought at the other store there. That was 250, or was it 265 even the last one? I think it was 250. 250 an ounce. This is $90 an ounce. This tastes better. It smokes better. Looked better. It is better. I like it. It is grown locally. I don't know about that California stuff that they import from out west. It seems like mass produced. Like it's too pretty. You know what I mean? Like the buds are like all perfect and huge and they're rock hard. And they're like, there's just something about it that's different. I've been smoking weed a long time and it doesn't like I feel like I still jones for weed a lot after I smoke it. Like it's like it's not doing something. I think it's lacking some of the terps or something that I crave. Might have THC, but there's just something about it. It burns kind of different and funny. It burns like smoking something that hurts your lungs. Like inhaling burnt plastic or something, or wood from over a fire, or something burning tires. I mean, not bad like that, but just for a way to describe it, like something that you wouldn't want to inhale. Where normally marijuana isn't like that to me. It's like it doesn't leave my lungs feeling like irritated or anything. Like I inhaled something toxic. It just doesn't. But that stuff does. It's like hard for me to smoke. Like I find myself smoking a fifth of the joint and putting it out and lighting it again and putting it out and lighting it. Like where when I have good weed, even if I'm super stoned after the first 5 hits, I'll sit there and finish smoking it for 20 minutes just because it's so enjoyable and smooth and it tastes good. It makes my mouth water and like it's just enjoyable. That's what this is like. Even the $90 an ounce stuff is like that I'm finding here. Now the highest, the top shelf at this new place is $180 an ounce. That's the most expensive they have. And I smoked a joint of that, and I think that's the highest I've been in, it feels like months. In a good way, not like, oh, I'm just too high kind of thing. Like wow, I feel good. Like this feels like real marijuana. This feels like real weed. I don't know, man. I think there's something up with that stuff that, I don't know, from Cali. Could be something to do with some of that Delta 8 variant or something that they do. You know, instead of Delta 9, the normal, what we've always smoked or known our whole life. So you genetically modify it or something. So it's all perfect and like this big, huge buds. Like this looks more like real weed. It looks good, like pretty. Like there's some nice buds in this weed. Crystally and pretty, but it looks like weed. Like I've grown a lot of weed. It doesn't all come out perfect and pretty like the stuff I see from California. Rock hard, and there's a variety. You might have a couple colas like that, but it just seems like something weird about it. It seems overly manufactured. It seems like the difference in getting getting a donut that came in a box on the shelf at the supermarket, made mass produced in a factory, versus like making your own donut where you made the dough from scratch and had the oil heated up in your kitchen and dropped it in and heated it up and just ate it warm and fresh. Like, that is the difference. This weed is just superior. And I will be going back. And I'll make sure I bring enough money to tip them better next time. I felt bad. I didn't know their prices. I didn't know the deal. I didn't really have any extra money. I usually like to tip. Look at those orange mushrooms. Orange and yummy. Oh my God, this ground is so soft. It is just like, I can sink it. Orange shrooms. Wow, look at that. That golden road from the sun across the water. Pay attention, it always points to you. To me, that's the yellow brick road. Like, that's the golden road right there. If you look on any water when the sun is reflected on it, I mean, I'm sure science is going to tell you there's a reason. I'm sure there's some reason with the light and the refraction and blah, 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 overly complicated, all this and that. But bottom line is that path, that road, that light always leads directly to you. Like, directly. It doesn't matter where you go and how you look at it. Like, if you see it, like, that is going to lead like a golden road from the sun across the water straight to you every time. And to me, that's just fucking cool. It's so pretty. I'm fucking high. I barely even smoked a third of this. Got a $90 an ounce weed. I usually can't smoke $90 an ounce weed. $80, $90, that cheap stuff. Like, I usually can't smoke it. I'm telling you, I just can't. I've tried. It's just so bad to me. I've literally thrown out tons of it. Like, I've bought it before to try it, and smoke a couple joints of it, or I've given it away to people. I even feel bad giving it to people because, like, I'm gonna throw it away. So who am I gonna give it to? It's almost like I don't feel right. But I mean, I would, I guess, if somebody really wanted it. But I've thrown away tons of it. It's not even smokable. But this is good. This is like, I would pay more money for this, which I think is what eventually will happen, right? Because it's too cheap. Like, I think. Although there's a lot of competition. This is a tiny town. This is one of them tiny little small towns off the exit on a highway that used to have nothing more than 3 gas stations and a diner, or something. And they legalized marijuana, and it's an Indian reservation, so. And there's dozens and dozens of them. I'm not kidding, there's dozens. There might be 100 stores that sell herb in that tiny little town in like a 3-square mile radius or something. It's crazy. Even the diner. You go to the diner, when you're up at the counter checking out, like under the counter with the spearmint gum and stuff under there. There are pre-rolls and 8s made up and stuff there at the diner. It's everywhere. Every gas station, everything. It's too windy. It's not too windy, but constant. There's a constant breeze. It's breezy. It's not the kind of windy I'm worried about branches coming out of the sky. It's just hard to light the lighter. Constant breeze. I think I hear somebody's stereo. Boom, 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 boom. Like, I hear bass. Chilling out here in the woods. Somebody's booming. It's hard to be peaceful. It is. It's hard to find peace. We're just too close to the city. You gotta really go out. Not too far though around here. Erie's kind of a weird city where even the city itself are almost considered like hicks, rednecks. You know. I mean, I'm not kidding. There just aren't. You don't have to go very far. You can go 15 minutes. You drive south 15 minutes away from this lake. I mean north. No, south. South. Duh. I'm retarded. Yeah. Drive south away from the city for 15 or 20 minutes, and you're in the country. You know, you're gonna see tractors and people baling hay and houses spread far apart, lots of land. Everybody like lots of. It's not like a city at all. You're out in the hills. It's very close. Matter of fact, it's so close that a lot of people live out there. And just work in the city, which is, I want to live out there, I think. Part of me is wanting to move out there. And I just might. Well, I do love it, right? I do like it here. I have the best spot in the city. If you're going to be in the city, this is it. Like, this is the spot right here. Why can't I get this lit under this wind? Hey, tree, can I use you, buddy? Can you help me out with this wind? You can't either, huh? It's like it's coming from every direction. It's like the wind, like no matter which, like it does, it feels like it's coming from every direction, all at once. It was great. I shouldn't say it. I'm gonna say it, fuck it, because I'm about to. There are no mosquitoes on this spot. Like every time I actually come to this spot, we're like, there's no mosquitoes here. Maybe it's something about the ground or something here. Maybe there's just no pooled water kind of right in here. I don't know. It just seems like there's never any mosquitoes here. It's great. I was getting eaten up on a couple of the parts of those trails up there with all the weeds. The ones that had like high growth, where it's almost hard to walk through the path without all the plants rubbing against you. Just getting like 3 mosquitoes at a time landing on my arms. They wouldn't give up either. Like some of them, I'd brush them off, and as soon as you brush them, like they come right back. Like they don't even budge. Like they're stubborn. Guess they're hungry. What a weird life, huh? Imagine being a mosquito. Fucking hungry all the time. Eat somebody else's blood. I don't know what the males eat, actually. Males don't bite. It's the females that suck your blood. Honestly, couldn't even tell you what a male mosquito eats. I should look it up. I don't think they drink blood. I don't. I'm pretty sure the females don't really either. Like their fold. I think that's just for eggs. Something about like when they need to produce eggs or something, they need blood. And male mosquitoes are big. The females are the little ones. The males look like huge and intimidating. They look like they have a huge, like they're like a hypodermic needle for a mouth or something. Like it's huge. Like it looks like they would bite you, but I don't think they do. I should verify that. I feel like I'm not 100% sure of that, but I'm like almost sure of it. Like it's something I've read. I remember looking into a long time ago. Just not sure if I could trust my memory. It's been a long time. I hear geese. this herb is great. 90 bucks. I smoke this weed all day. 90 bucks an ounce. Matter of fact, you could easily sell this for like their top shelf price, probably, or something, $160, $180 an ounce, no problem. Double the price even. I wonder, now this store looks like they're fairly new. This could just be to like get people there too, you know. Things could change. Like I said, I don't know how long this could last, other than just people not knowing about it. But why would you buy any of the other weed with this? And then this would drive up the price if everybody wanted this one. Like something ain't right. Either that weed is worth more, or all the other weed is worth less. There's no way they're the same. So it can't stay that way. The market will naturally change that. Supply and demand. Look at all these birds. I hope you guys are eating these skeeters. I think... Wow. Wow, that is a huge... Oh my God. There must have been like 500 of them birds there. Look at them all. They're like playing with each other. There's just so many. They're like having a good time. They almost don't even care about me. There's just so many of them, you know? This is cool. It's like I can hear them in the trees, even. They're making all kinds of noise everywhere. The forest is crowded, huh, guys? Boy, there are a lot of you. You really travel in groups, huh? Wow. All right, I'm just coming to look, guys. Look at them all in that tree. I bet you there's a lot of mosquitoes out here. I'm hoping they're feasting on these mosquitoes. They just keep coming. When you think they're all gone, there's just more. They just keep coming out of there. They're everywhere. They're right above. Is that a squirrel? It's getting dark. Bye, guys. Eat those mosquitoes. Feast away. Those were some big wings. I didn't see them. I heard really large wings flapping overhead. Took off like a very large bird. Kind of wings that sounds like somebody fanning out a towel or something. Hey, buddy. I see you. I seen you. A lot of birds out today. Oh, wow. Sure are. They're feasting after that rain. There's a lot of insects out, too. I think that's what's driving a lot of the birds. It's like their favorite food. There's so many everywhere. As I approach, dozens of birds pick up off the ground. I heard a cardinal. Peaceful ending here as we approach our way out Just listening to the birds. The city is quieted down some. I don't really hear it as much. Although the birds are kind of quiet too. I think they're feasting is why. Instead of singing, like a lot of them are eating, it looks like. That's what I see. Birds are feasting.